Okay, so I'm recording now, and what I'm recording is like the search in WECAN. I'll go back even one step further. I created an applicant account just to be able to look at what the position vacancies are in Wisconsin. So I used my Gmail and then I made a password. I didn't really set up anything further in my profile, but when I sign in with that at the applicant dashboard, and I don't necessarily want to spend the time creating a profile and uploading it here because that could be something that's useful that gets attention, but all of us on this call are in a very high need field that it's probably going to serve you better to go directly to vacancies by searching for certified vacancies, finding a position that might interest you, and then applying directly to that school or district based on the information provided here. So I'm going to select in Wisconsin, the Milwaukee area is CISA 1. So I'll select that. If you're totally open and willing to travel the state, you can use this and select whichever areas you're possibly interested in traveling to. I'm going to select that CISA area just to narrow down to a more Milwaukee-centric search. And then for the licenses required, I want to search for what they're calling cross-categorical special education. You'll have cross-categorical special education on your official license. And so that would be the area to search in. And so there's 82 records available. They're organized by the date updated. Here I've got it with like the most recent on top. And then basically they give you just kind of a very thumbnail short description of what that position looks like. So you might know already if you're wanting a high school location or if you're more interested in elementary. And these will continue to be updated as districts have vacancies posted. If you know for sure of a school district that you want to work in, my recommendation would be to go directly to that school district's website instead of WECAN and look under employment on their website, because there are sometimes delays. They usually sync up, but there are sometimes delays where positions will be posted on that school district website before it shows up on WECAN. And there are some districts that don't post on WECAN. For example, the Madison Metropolitan School District often doesn't show up on WECAN, but their vacancies show up on their school district website. So when I click on, I'll go to page 2 and I'll just see, kind of pick one that's on here. All right, so let's say I pick on, I click on the Bruce Guadalupe Community School. The listing will give information about who to contact, what the direct website is there, the URL to their vacancy, and it looks like they're hiring 2 elementary. So what I would recommend is like using this information to click on that URL to put your application in there. When you look at position details, this should line up with what you'll find on the district website, but it generally gives you a description of what they're hiring for in terms of, would you be co-teaching? Would you be in a resource setting? Sometimes they leave it purposefully vague, and resource can sometimes mean different things. So it is worth, if you're really interested in that school, putting in the application, but know that you have the advantage of a high need license, and you can ask questions about the position that they're hiring for. So here it says they're hiring two. It may be that those two positions are separated by age, like maybe someone is going to do kindergarten through second grade and someone else they're looking third through fifth. Maybe they want someone to do like an emotional behavior disorder classroom and someone else to do more academic resource. So those would be questions that you'd want to ask once you hear back that they've received your application and are interested in setting an interview up. And ask the questions that matter most to you first, and like, don't waste your time going through the motion just for the sake of doing it. And, don't feel bad if you put an application in, you think the school would be great, you have a conversation and you find something doesn't fit well with you. There's no shame in saying, I want to withdraw my application, or I'm going to just continue the interview process. Do it sooner rather than going through and wasting your time and having all of their resources conduct interviews with you. So what you'll see on this, like this took me to that school district website where I can find more information about salary requirements. The duties here again match what was listed on that position description, and usually that's the case. Sometimes you'll find a little bit more information. This is the license that you'll end up having, the cross-categorical special education. You'll be covered kindergarten through 12th grade. The other things that I would typically want to do then is look on that school district's website, and I'm going to go back for a second. I would do a little bit of sleuthing to see like, okay, who is the principal? What is the staff like? So I might check out mission and goals, look through I'm trying to find like staff directories are sometimes really difficult to find on websites. And I'll kind of get an idea of like, what are the resources like at this school? Who might be on a team with me? What names can I start to recognize in case I'm, sitting in an interview with these people? I might have an idea of, I feel like I'm already clicking on the same thing and it's taking me back. Who would be sitting in the meeting, who would be asking questions. So you kind of get a little bit of information on who the potential team would be. So that's what I think WECAN is pretty helpful for, listing current vacancies, connecting you directly to the URL so you don't have to search and try to find websites. I believe that we have some former UWM students who are special education teachers at this school. So I'm searching for a familiar face here. I'm not sure if he's still on there. So is that clear, helpful? Are there other questions about WECAN that you have? Is there anything else that might be helpful? Again, if you limit by CISA, you'll kind of get a smaller pool. You can search the whole state if you're willing to travel.
One thing I wanted to add, Sarah, and this is just from my experience with applying for my internship and for my EA position. If your entire, if all the paperwork for weekend is not filled out, it won't let you submit an application until that process is completed.
So like if you were to click this apply button, it wouldn't let you?
Right,
Yeah,
it'll ask for like a list of documentation.
got it.
Yeah.
And some of these you're able to, when you go to, if they give you that school district specifically, some of them you're able to upload that through the school district's own HR page. But if you compile everything and have it all in WECAN, then you'll always know where that's at. So the different districts lay out information about how to find employment or a position. Sometimes it's not the most intuitive or easy to find. And sometimes it's listed under human resources. Sometimes it's labeled employment, and sometimes they have other terms. They have WECAN. I'm just checking to see if they allow. I know this one already had. Okay, so it's just directing me right back here to apply through them. And I'm guessing it's going to show up on the second page under social worker. The other thing I just noticed when they had like the dates of possible start date, you'll start seeing more extended school year and summer school positions posted. So if that's something that you're interested in working sooner over the summer, we have had people do that. We've had some issues depending on how the licensing process clears. I know that we will have Christy Peters coming to our final session for this like seminar. She'll come on Zoom on May 6th to talk about how to apply your license. And essentially you'll fill out this Qualtrics survey, putting in information that will trigger a notification to your academic advisors, either Tyree Bolden or Kristen Roosevelt, to do like a clearance check to make sure all of your coursework is completed, all of your field and courses produce a GPA greater than 2.75, that you've got all of your milestones met, and we'll kind of monitor that on the 4/15 meeting as well. The things that we'd want to be sure, like I'll individually check in with each of you that you've got the W-4 or alternative noted as a met milestone on your transcript, that you've got this pedagogical knowledge assessment met, and then once advisors have that cleared, their spreadsheet will be forwarded to Christy Peters. Dr. Peters is the person coming on May 6th. She communicates directly with the Department of Public Instruction, and then DPI issues your license. That process, that timeline can be up to 6 weeks, but your degree, if you're an undergraduate student getting a bachelor's degree, will post or be noted on your transcript as completed. And so what we've had people do in the past, if they know they want to work an extended school year position and need a license, it's not ideal, but they've used their bachelor's degree to apply for an emergency license with stipulations. Then once your actual license clears, that's like retro dated, to stand in place of that emergency license. So that is something that's possible to do in the summer if that's something that you're looking for. And those positions will also be hosted on WECAN and or on the school district's website. Any other questions, Sarah, Emma, Taylor, anything about WECAN or position searching? It's definitely going to be like a surge of positions from now really through July. You'll see more and more listed. As far as like, should I, look and just make a judgment call on a website? If there are people that you know at the district or names that you recognize, it is worth reaching out. When I first looked for positions, I kind of did it by geography and transportation. I was like, where's the school that I'll be able to get to, using, when I was in Chicago Public Schools, using public transportation that is in an age level and role that I'm interested in. And I would say that because it's a high need area, most of the time you are offered what you're applying for. And I would also say trust your gut, because you can tell the climate and culture of a school, even if you're there in the summer and you're not there when students are there, or not all staff are there. Like, trust yourself in being able to read the culture for what a fit would be. And be willing to like decline and say no, even if they offer, when you know it doesn't feel like it's a good fit, because something else will open up for you. So you're not going to find yourself in a position where it's like, oh, I have to take the only thing being offered. And it's, as you know already, it's a hard enough role in career to manage, even if you feel like you're in an ideal fit. So yeah, don't put yourself or feel like you're obligated just because you applied and they're offering. You always can decline. That message from the HR rep from Milwaukee Public Schools was pretty direct, if not harsh, in saying like, we're a challenging district. Our positions are going to be difficult. And so if that's not going to fit with you, like, please don't apply. Basically, I don't even think she said please. I think she was, I think I might even be softening a little bit how that came across. But I mean, that's worth appreciating and noticing. So May 6th, Christy Peters will come and kind of give us the overview, and then we'll start that process of filling out the Qualtrics form so that advisors can begin checking, so that we can clear your application to begin making sure that you're going to get your license with sufficient time for the start of the next school year. On the 14th, we will make sure that you have, this has like portfolio assembly, but it really is meant to be like checking with each of you on your unofficial transcript milestones that are met. So it's more of like an electronic kind of, and it's meant to be, I don't know. I'm showing you 486. I need to show you 48. But our day then is not on the 15th, so I'm wrong on that. But the 6th is, May 6th is when Christy Peters is coming. But we will check to make sure that you have everything informally set for April 22nd. So I had said the 15th, but it's April 22nd is kind of when we'll do the final checking on what's called the pedagogical knowledge assessment. You've kind of worked in that in your field placement already, but we have to record a note on your transcript to show that that is met. So we'll go through individually on that on the 22nd of April. And then May 6th is on Zoom with Christy Peters. So April 1st is today, which is crazy. And I appreciate you coming on a Friday evening. Our topic is equity and diversity. I posted a recording for this portion already, and I might stop the Zoom recording for the WECAN piece to not double record. So I'm